Come on. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, here we go. They try to better than my brain and said I never change. Even when they need the anthem, they gon' say the name. Whether Bentley or the Phantom, you ain't said a thing, man. It ain't worthy, plus it ain't dirty.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today we're looking at what can we learn from scammers. And although scammers are some of the most despicable individuals in the public eye, they are very clever. When you take a look at Robert Madoff, he generated $64 billion, right? Scammed over 5,000 individuals. This amount is actually equivalent to the GDP of Tanzania or Croatia. Can you just imagine tomorrow going to Zagreb or Dodoma and asking the president basically to buy his country? That would be insane, wouldn't it? Okay. Concours, right? Who defrauded celebrities, okay? That was his niche. Nuunde, who, sold an imaginary airport, right? So that's a lot of stories. And when you look at them, you may think that, okay, but how can people be that stupid or that ignorant? Well,
l'argent n'est pas un signe d'intelligence. Ça se saurait. On peut être très riche et très con, et on peut être très pauvre et très intelligent, ou on peut être les deux. Disons que généralement, malheureusement, les gens qui sont très riches ont tendance à prendre les autres pour des cons.
So one thing that they tend to have common is that they prey on vulnerabilities.
Ce qui concerne le concours, c'était un peu plus simple. J'étais dans une extrême solitude. J'avais eu une rupture, machin, etc. Je me sentais seul. Il est irrésistible dans son domaine. C'est un artiste dans son domaine. Hein. Et il était devenu mon meilleur ami. Lui, il est très fort. Très, très fort.
Scammers really like to exploit weaknesses, right? And it's quite hard when somebody comes into your life and claims that they have the best intentions for you and they've got access to what you expose to them, such as, your innermost feelings and thoughts. It's quite hard to refuse. But again, what is important to keep in mind is that there's no win-win situation, and those guys were contributing to the downfall of their victims as opposed to helping them. So when you are involved in a transaction, when you sell a product, for instance, provided that your morals and ethics are in check, are in the right place rather, please make sure that the transaction is actually fair in the sense that you are there to solve a problem when you provide the product, so that both parties are happy and it's a win-win situation. Right. Secondly, what they tend to master is the art of storytelling. They are really good at making sure that your subconscious surrender to their words. And to exemplify that, we've got the case of, for instance, Liep Limal, which is a company that's into financial investment, cryptocurrency, trading, and guarantees a return on investment of 300%. Things that is hard to believe, but they managed to do it. Now, I'm not criticizing or saying that that's untrue, but when you look at their website, you see that there's a few red flags, such as, for instance, the fact that it's not necessarily well proofread, that we're talking about multi-level marketing as opposed to institution, okay, and things like that. So what I'd like to draw your attention on is a live stream that happened a few days ago where you've got one of their representatives that explains what it is like to be a Lima and why they are legit. But I want you to focus on the storytelling aspect.
Pour ceux qui ne sont pas au courant, comment est-ce que vous pouvez convertir ces devises-là en devises nationales, c'est-à-dire par exemple, soit le franc CFA, soit l'euro?
Réponds maintenant à ta question.
Merci.
Et je vais faire un petit cours d'histoire ici à tous ceux qui nous écoutent. Parce qu'on dit dans la vie qu'il n'y a rien pour rien. Il n'y a rien pour rien. Et je vais vous expliquer donc ce que c'est que le limo. Et je vais vous expliquer l'histoire du limo. Limo. L-I-M-O. Ça veut dire lieb, li veut dire lieb limal. Lieb limal. La pauvreté est finie. Ça, c'est la langue bassa.
Now, to a lot of us, it may seem that it doesn't make sense and that how can people fall for that? Well, if for instance on this live stream, there are 2,000 people that attend live, well, you know, if actually 1% are convinced by his ideas or are curious enough to try and buy what they call a liep limal pack, then, you know, the business is actually good business for them, right? So that's what it is. Storytelling. It's a powerful technique if it's used with the right intention. So as you've seen, it can be a cause of deceit, but also it can be very useful when it comes to, for instance, seeing a reality through the eyes of the person who actually tells the story, because it requires little to no effort in concentration. So make sure that you use that technique with good intentions, right? So a third thing that they're really good at is impersonating somebody, right? If in this life you get what you put out. If you want to sound credible, you have to look credible as well. And that's the reason why the likes of Emmanuel and Ude, for instance, what they went for is to take their boss's position and present themselves as somebody else, right? Same for Rocancourt. Rocancourt, what he did is that he actually made them believe that he was one of Rockefeller's son. You know, the celebrities that were around were believing him because of the way he carried himself. It's in situations really important to sound like you're somebody important. With crucial conversations, you need to be quite coherent, you need to be bold and confident about what you're saying, and you will be able to get what you want in the different environments that you are in, whether it's with family or in networking events. It's very, very important. So they demonstrated the very same thing, but with, again, devilish outcomes. Okay, so thank you ever so much for being on my channel. Do remember to subscribe, and there's gonna be some more break it down. Okay, see ya.
Age well, keep dreaming, come on. Keep working, don't stop. Keep working, don't stop. I'm telling you, woman.